Mother Mary is one of the greatest teacher and ascended master when it comes to conscious conception. Mother Mary, she's stepping forward now, not as a religious figure, but as a master, as a teacher that wants to help us into this rebirth of ourselves and into the birth of the new human beings that is on the way to earth. She have been that woman that have been initiated into becoming a vessel of the Christ consciousness. And through her devotional journey, she had so much wisdom. She had accessed so many codes. She had accessed so many initiations that she is now stepping forward because she wants to share them with us. We are in the middle of a huge shift in humanity's consciousness. And we have simply not been ready for this before now. She wants to share this with us because we are ready as humanity to receive. Our consciousness is ready to receive this teaching, these codes, these initiations. So Mother Mary, she's stepping forward now to share her teachings and her wisdom to all of humanity, but especially as well to the women that is on their journey of conscious conception, on their journey of conceiving a child. And the initiations go through our 4 bodies. It goes through our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, and our spiritual body. And it goes for everybody, because we all need to birth ourselves into this new humanity. We all need to birth ourselves into the embodiment of the new earth frequency. And the new earth frequency is very similar to the Christ consciousness. The Christ consciousness has always been here, has always been around us, has always been available for us. But we have simply not been capable of access it in the same way that we are now. But it's also a tremendous, huge amount of light that can be very harmful for the human body, the human experience, if we are not ready to open up for it, if we are not ready to hold it, if we are not ready to work with it. The children that is coming in right now, they are already incarnated and embodied with that frequency. They are already like fully carrier of that frequency. So to open ourselves up for conception and to receive children now, that's the same for us to be able to open our vessel, our bodies, our field for that extremely big amount of light. It needs preparation in a whole new way that it have been needed before. She showed up in my field very strongly for not so long ago at the winter solstice. And I was very surprised. I have never been religious or followed any religious traditions. Actually, almost the opposite. I have been very I feel very pushed away when something is getting too rigid. And actually I had many years where I didn't even felt safe or drawn to step into any religious temples or churches. So when she stepped into my field, I felt her presence. And maybe some of you have felt her presence as well, because it's so strong right now in our collective field. And it's difficult to describe how it feels. It's just an inner knowing. It's just an activation inside. And maybe some feel it more than others, but she's really stepping forward in the collective field to activate. And when I'm just tuning into it right now and listening to, in my inner field, in my inner landscape, how she's showing up, I feel this warmth in my chest. And I feel this warmth from behind. And I feel this very carrying, mothery, light, divine, feminine energy. Literally coming from behind, holding. It's a presence in the room. And it's a presence there is feeling the whole room. And feeling my field. It's a very expansive presence of light. And she's stepping in with this energy of expansion. She is expanding whatever there is there. But with that energy of light and love. And Mother Mary is very, not at all, that very, I think I've always seen her from the outside, the way that she was portrayed, especially from the churches, as this Virgin Mary, the very innocent, feminine. And actually, she's way more than that. She's extremely powerful. And she's a priestess. And it is her priestess training that it has been her initiation. And it's not only coming from her, it's also coming from her own mom. Like she's in the lineage of priestess. She's in the lineage of women that have been initiated into light conception. So what is a light conception? A light conception is when Mother Mary and as well her mom, Anna, who is like the grandmother of Jesus, they're conceived in the presence of God. Like it was like a conception without intercourse with a man. This is literally what it was. And this is not what we are supposed to do right now. And that is very, very important to understand that. This way that she's bringing forward her teaching, it's in a way that we can embrace as a collective, as humanity, where the love between a woman and a man is very, very essential. It is to bring the essence and the seeds of the light conception into the actual conception. And it doesn't really matter if the conception happened with a partner or with someone that you have felt the call to co-parent with, or if it was with a donor. The important thing is here that we connect with the love. And the love, because it's the love that creates life. And this is the love, there is the communicator to the child. This is the open up the gate for the conception to happen. So Mother Mary is asking us to learn to activate our 4 bodies. And that goes for our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, and our spiritual, energetic body. And how to activate these bodies. So how to activate the codes within the mental body to be open and available to receive the new earth frequency, the Christ consciousness, is to learn in a more feminine way, to learn to go beyond the thoughts, to learn to enter the void, and to learn to stay there with your feminine presence. And that goes both for men and women. How can we enter the space beyond, behind our thoughts? Some people call it the void space. To learn to rest your awareness there. And this is where you can activate the codes. This is where you can activate your ability to open up your mental body to receive the new earth frequency. And in our emotional body, it is like going beyond the emotions. And how do we go up beyond the emotions? First, we learn to stop when the emotion rises, and we learn to detect and to listen and to observe the energy that is created within the emotion. Because an emotion, it is energy in motion. And for a long time, many of us have worked with regulation. And this is a beautiful tool. But if we miss the link of actually being aware of the message there is in that energy in motion before we regulate, then we are missing the whole point. So to stop and to learn to hold and to be with the emotion, to access the message there is actually in the emotion or behind or beyond the emotion. And for the physical body, it is as well to, when we have something that is uncomfortable, or if we are experiencing pain or tension or stress or whatever we can experience in our physical body, this goes as well. What are we doing before we are stretching our body, or we are going for a run, or we are taking a pill, or whatever we want to do or feel called to do when our body started to speak to us through something that might be uncomfortable? We stop for a moment and we learn to listen to that energy there is behind, because this is where our physical body actually starts to speak to us. And then when we go into the energetic spiritual body that is connected with all the bodies, it is when we learn to move beyond and to listen to the messages there is beyond the thoughts, beyond the emotion, beyond the physical sensation, or even within. And this is when we, spiritual and energetic, can opening up to all our clairs, all of them. Move beyond the controlling and move within the being, and the listening is a key here if you are on the pathway of conception. So it's a key to step away from controlling the cycle and controlling the outcome, have an idea of how you want it all to look like, to dare to step beyond. And this is easier said than done, I know that. So this is why this teaching is so important if you are on this pathway and you don't have to be on it on your own. So I'm right now offering both one-on-one session and courses for women, and all the teachings is deeply embodied and deeply guided from both the children there is on the way to earth and from the Mother Mary consciousness that is stepping forward right now. And I have worked within this field for a decade. For 10 years I have supported women on their conception journey, and I have been initiated in so many years. And my teachings have been refined, and I have all the time really surrendered into that my teachings, or the teaching that I am delivering, is not coming from me. It's coming from the children on their way to earth, because they know what they need. They know what they need to be in order for their moms, their parents, to be in alignment with their soul's frequency. So they are here to guide us, and Mother Mary is stepping forward now as well to guide us. So we're fully held, we're fully guided. So you are invited as well to step into the field and receive these ancient teachings that is now available for us.